The news of the purported suspension last Thursday of Dan Obi, the South South National Vice Chairman of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and close ally of Governor Nyesom Wike, came as a shock to politicians and residents of Edo State due to his influence in the political arena of the state. Is this the end of era for another two big names in Edo politics? These and more questions were on the lips of observers who wondered how the plot was hatched and those who orchestrated the suspension. Suffice to say that he is the second most powerful politician in Edo State to be suspended after Adams Oshiomhole. In the history of Edo politics, precisely post-military era, two prominent men of the PDP, namely Gabriel Igbenedion of Edo South Senatorial District and the late Tony Aneni of Edo Central Senatorial District, ran the show in the decision-making process of electing political office holders in the state. With the appearance and subsequent domination of the political space by former Governor Adams Oshiomhole, their political influence waned and the pendulum swung to the All Progressive Congress (APC). While the APC-led government under the supervision of Oshiomhole and later Governor Godwin Obaseki took charge of the wheel for 12 years, the PDP became the main opposition party in the state with an outspoken and eloquent head in person of Dan Obi. Interestingly, Oshiomhole and Obi, who are both from Edo North Senatorial District, have tasted power at their respective national party level and no doubt contributed immensely to the victorious outcome that led to the emergence of Obaseki as governor of Edo State on two separate occasions. Besides their similar stature and unique ability to persuade the electorate, both Oshiomhole, a former national chairman of the APC, and Obi, a former Edo State chairman of the party, have been faced with suspension. Although there is an issue surrounding the suspension of the latter, the temporary removal of the former by a member of his party in his ward was afterwards backed by the nation's apex court and was ratified by the party. Sequel to the court's verdict, he was removed as the national chairman of the party. Following the return of power to PDP in Edo State through Obaseki after more than a decade, the main opposition party seemingly lost its voice as one of their dogged fighters struggled to keep his position within the top ranks in APC. It is worthy to note that the recent gale of suspension in the ruling party in the state started from the upper echelon of the party in the state. First, after a state working committee in June 2021, the party resolved to suspend Tony Azigbemi, the chairman of the party in the state, over alleged gross misconduct for allegedly causing disunity among the party members in the state. Amongst the allegations, Tony Azigbemi was accused of gross misconduct by brewing unnecessary tension and disunity among party members in the state in a manner akin to bringing the party into disrepute. This decision, hard as it is designed to bring sanity back to our party. It will be like ignoring the elephant in the room if we ignore this Mark Braid dance, as Edo people have watched in utter amazement and disappointment how Tony Azigbemi had been roped and entangled by his actions and unfortunately too his inactions in the management of the affairs of the party. We're a very disciplined party and pride ourselves as organized and focused on service delivery to our teeming supporters and of course Edo people. We urge our members and supporters to please remain calm as we embark on this self-cleansing exercise, the party said in a statement issued by Chris Nahikere, State Press Secretary of the party. The party thereafter directed Harrison Omagbon, State Deputy Chairman, to act in his place pending the determination of the allegations levied against him. Fortunately, a month later, the State Working Committee lifted the suspension after he was exonerated and acquitted by the investigative committee set up to probe him. The recent alleged suspension came barely a week after the party met at an enlarged stakeholders meeting for a harmonization ahead of the party's national convention slated to hold at the end of October 2021. Speaking in Benin City after the meeting, which had top party leaders in attendance, excluding the now embattled national vice chairman of the party and some of his loyalists, Governor Godwin Obaseki said Naturally, not all will be happy in a situation like this, and we have tried to address some of the concerns of our people who feel unhappy as a result of certain things that may have happened. PDP is organizing its convention at the end of October, and this meeting is to prepare us for the convention. There are a few housekeeping issues that we needed to discuss and clear. So it was important to get everybody across the divide to have a section like this to get feedback and also take decision on what to do and make progress in the state. The governor further said the key issue was that of harmonization, seeing how to bring in all parties to the table to have an expanded party in the state. The commitment obtained from them is that within a week, those areas are not cleared will be dealt with and they will come back to me with their resolution. The reported suspension of Obi and his supporters may not be unconnected with the inner issues regarding political appointment in the state, as there are perceived disagreements over the harmonization of new members who defected alongside the governor. Contrary to Saturday's meeting's arrangement, Hilary Ostu, Edo State PDP Secretary, claimed the list of invitees who attended the party's stakeholders meeting was at variance with the former arrangement he had with Osaridion Oge, Secretary to the state government. Otu, in a statement signed on October 1st, which was made public in Benin City, said some names were left out despite belonging to the categories of invitees that were identified and their status and contributions to the parties. Essentially, the final list was not endorsed by me before it was circulated. Shockingly, the state party's scribe, who did not attend the meeting, was also part of the list of political bigwigs in the state that were suspended on Thursday last week. The suspension of the duo was announced after the leaders of the People's Democratic Party in Edo North Senatorial District met in the zone in Auchi, the administrative headquarters of Esako West Local Government Area of Edo State. In addition, some PDP leaders and stakeholders from the 5 local government areas in Edo North Senatorial District suspended the 5 PDP chairmen in the region. The local governments include Akoko Edo, Esako Central, Esako East, Owan East, and Owan West, as well as the senatorial leader of the district, Samuel Siaki. Charles Irikuhi, a leader of the party in the senatorial district, who read the suspension's communique, said that Obi and others were suspended for violating the party's constitution and for participating in anti-party activities. Irikuhi noted that their suspension is to save the party from imminent collapse and instill discipline in its hierarchy. Chris Naikare, the state publicity secretary of the party, while reacting to the suspension, said it was null and void, adding that the authors of the offensive press release or communiques are trouble brewers sponsored by fifth columnists in what can only be described as a joke taken too far. Consequently, Nigerians, Edo people, and especially PDP members and supporters are advised to ignore the post press release or communique purporting that the National Vice Chairman, Chief Dan Obi, and other affected officials of the party from Edo North Senatorial District have been suspended. Edo PDP is a peaceful, united, and vibrant political party where dialogue is our watchword. We encourage political engagement and contestations which must be guided by the tenets of our constitution. We, however, frown at political indiscipline but bring disrepute to our brand. Also reacting, Edo North Senatorial Executive of the party urged Edo North people and citizens of the state in general to disregard the notice. While residents are of the view that the suspension of big names is mere coincidence, it is pertinent to note that the numerous suspensions became pronounced during Obaseki's region in the seat of power in Edo State.